So, welcome to Beauty of Colors podcast, Rich. It's great to have you on the show.
And it's great to be here. I love it already.
Excellent. So, tell us about you, Rich, and what led you to the game of tennis?
Oh man. I emigrated from Germany to the United States long ago, and I always liked tennis, but in Germany there are no public tennis courts. Everyone plays soccer on public fields. And in order to play tennis, you have to be a member of a club, and that's expensive. So I wasn't exposed to tennis, but when I moved to the United States, to Pennsylvania, Downingtown, Pennsylvania, I had a German neighbor. He was a tennis player, and he showed me the ropes. So I started playing and had different jobs and owned companies. And in 2006, I was called on to work on the USTA Tennis Link team. USTA is the United States Tennis Association. They have a support team for their 1,100 coordinators, and I was asked to be on that team and help out. And this is what I did for 4 years. And since then, I'm hooked on the business of tennis.
So, you're not on the physical aspect. When I say physical aspect, like going on the tennis court and knocking this ball and playing around, you're more on the business side.
Oh, don't get me started. I am on the physical aspect too. I love to play every day if I can. I can't do that anymore, too busy, but on 2, 3 times a week, of course. And as you may or may not know, tennis is the sport that has one of the greatest fitness benefits for anyone. So you wouldn't believe that I'm 110 years old, would you?
You are.
But I'm 71 and I feel like I'm 60, to be honest.
Wow. Well, you look
And this
good
is
for your
tennis.
age. Okay.
It's all tennis.
Wow. So, what are some of the health benefits of and fitness benefits of tennis?
Yeah.
Apart from looking young and stuff, what are some of the other health benefits?
Well, you are mostly outside, of course, in fresh air. You are doing a certain amount of cardio, unless you are only playing doubles with senior citizens, and that's a little slower, but you can play pretty fast. And so the cardio is probably the most important benefit. Then, of course, it's the movement. You are supposed to move pretty rapidly from side to side and front and forward and backward. So this is helping your entire system to stay mobile, in addition to walking stairs instead of taking the elevator all the time.
So you
I'm a health freak, you know. We bought this condo in Miami. It's on the 20th floor of this building. And I walk down every time. I'd never take the elevator down. I always walk down. Walking back up, of course, is a different story. I wouldn't do that. But you have to walk when you get to a certain age. You have to walk much more than before.
So, Rich, what is City Slams? What is that? What is the vision and mission of City Slams? Is that your business, or is that an organization that you have kind of put together, a nonprofit organization you have put together for tennis players?
City Slams is actually a program. It's what I call the flagship program of my company, Conga Sports. And this flagship program is designed to let teams of tennis players, 4 players, 2 men and 2 women, play for their city, for their community, against teams who play for their city. So we have, for instance, we are starting a new season. The last season, we had teams for Los Angeles, North Hollywood, Studio City, Sherman Oaks, Woodland Hills, Santa Monica, and so forth. And they played for bragging rights and trophies, of course. And the city of North Hollywood won. And in the first season, the city of Los Angeles won. So it is a program that I am destined to take nationwide. And in about 5 years, we want to be nationwide in every bigger city of the country. And when that happens, we will open it up for cities in Mexico and in Canada and make it a true North American championship. That is my dream. my
That
dream.
is nice. And it will come true. So Rich, how does someone join the club and where can they get in touch with you? And do you have any tips for somebody who's a novice, somebody who's just starting the game of tennis, and can you give them some tips on what to do and stuff like that?
Yeah. The best way to join the club is going onto our website, congasports.com, and you find a pathway there to membership. I want to point out something that is very important for me and is very near and dear to my heart. And this is the fact that Conga Sports was not only founded by me to create a national tennis or racket sports organization. It was also founded to do something in an area where not a lot is being done, and this is the area of recycling, the area of being conscious of your environment. Unfortunately, in tennis and in other racket sports, the environmental aspect is not in the foreground for many clubs and many organizations, although some do something. But we have decided early on to do a lot in this area. For instance, tennis balls, they are being recycled. We ship every tennis ball we use, and that is not usable anymore. We ship to a company in West Virginia. They recycle them. So last month we shipped 6 cases of 200 tennis balls each to that company. And in addition to that, we also are participating in a program called One Tree Planted. So we decided to make it that we for every can of tennis balls we open. So every can has 3 tennis balls. For every can of tennis balls we open, and again, that's the plastic can that is not recyclable. We will plant 1 tree at least to do our part. And we have planted hundreds and hundreds of trees already last year and this year as well. That's our part of being environmentally conscious and doing something.
So when you say Rich, plant trees, you mean in California, not any other state, just California?
Anywhere in the world.
Anywhere in the world.
It really doesn't matter to us anywhere in the world. Yes, they have forests in California, especially forests that had a lot of forest fires in the past few years that need planting. But there are other areas in the world, even the Amazon areas, where this company has people and they're planting trees. Wow. And it is really easy to go on their website. You donate a certain amount of money for every tree you plant, you pay $1. That's it. And then they'll plant it for you and they show you. It is a legitimate, good company.
That is nice, Rich. So what would you say to somebody who wants to start the game of tennis? They have no experience, no idea how to begin. What would you say to them?
I would say to them, start it now. Don't wait, because it is never too late to start playing tennis. And when you play tennis, look for people, like in our organization, look for people in your local area you can do this with. You need people, you need to surround yourself with people who are in the same situation, who start out and who are able to rally with you, to hit with you, to go to lessons with you, to go to clinics with you and play with you. And which is the most important aspect of someone staying in the game. Otherwise, they may not find reasons to stay in the game. Once you learn a little bit about how to play it, and you can't play with anybody, then you lose every intention, and you may go to other sports. So find people and surround yourself with people. If you join Conga Sports, for instance, there will be people like in your situation, and you can hit with them, you can play with them, you can party with them. You can go on trips with them. You can do all sorts of it.
So, Rich, when I had tennis, the only 2 big names I think about is Serena Williams and Venus Williams. That's the only 2 names that come to my mind when I think of tennis. Did those 2 girls ever went through your program?
No. No,
Oh, okay.
our company is a startup company. It's only like a year and a half old.
Oh, okay.
Serena and Venus are my idols. They, especially Serena, of course, I think, and I'm pretty alone in this opinion, I know. I think she is the best American tennis player of all times, men or women. So, because no one has accomplished what she has accomplished, no doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
And Venus, of course, I love Venus. I love her even more than Serena, but Serena has accomplished more in her life. I
Yeah.
love women tennis. I'm a fan of women's sports. I'm a fan of women. That's why in my company, anyone who works with me, these are only women. I'm not looking for men.
To work with.
When I
I like you.
retire, I want my company, when I retire, I want my company to be led by a woman.
That's
That's just,
powerful, Rich. It's
yeah.
rare to hear that. That's very nice.
Yeah, we need to support women in tennis and in other racket sports because tennis as a sport needs more teaching professionals. And most of the teaching professionals out there are older men, and they retire. And if no one is following in their footsteps, we are in a bad situation. So, and we need young women to come into the sport, see the opportunity to make some money, and have a fabulous career, and just do it. So I hope we'll get many, many more women into tennis.
Nicely said. Now I want to go into tennis.
Yeah, actually, I heard
Mhm.
that in some states, in some areas, women make more money for the same job than men in tennis. They're being
Whoa.
offered more money
Wow.
because clubs too, they want women to come in. I hate it when I see a tennis club, and I my full-time other job is I publish a tennis newsletter for professionals.
Mhm.
It has 10,000 readers, and I know a lot of clubs in this country and in other countries. And you look at their website and see who is teaching at those clubs. They
Mhm.
have maybe 10 pros, and 9 of them are men,
Wow.
and maybe one is a woman, if at all. This
Wow.
has to change.
Yeah. So, Rich, now in Germany, is tennis a competitive sport in Germany right now, like it
Yes,
is in the US?
yes, absolutely. And the Germans have the biggest membership of any country in terms of tennis members belonging to the national governing board,
Mm.
because it is mandatory. You cannot not belong to a club and not be a member of the German Tennis Federation. So they have great players. They have nice big clubs, most of them on clay with clay courts.
Mhm.
And maybe in the meantime, there are some public courts. I'm not sure, but I kind of doubt it. I left like 40 years ago. And it is a very, very good sport in Germany, a good business to have in Germany too.
Wow. So, Rich, do you have any last words for the listeners um, who wants to go for their dreams and doing things that would bring them joy in their life?
My suggestion and my advice is be a nice person. Be nice to everyone, and you have a better chance of realizing your dreams. Do we have time for a little story?
Oh, sure, yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So when I started to play tennis in this country, I belonged to a tennis club in California called the Bobby Riggs Tennis Club, and I was an idiot. I was such an idiot. I didn't get along with people. I um, I thought I was this great player, but I wasn't, and I lost a lot, and I always blamed my doubles partner for losing, but it was always me. So my friend, one of my friends came to me and said, he has good news and bad news for me. The bad news is none of the members of the club wanted to play with me anymore. And I said, oh my God. I was shocked, of course. I thought I was this great player. He said, the good news is I will help you. First, I will teach you a little bit more so you get better in tennis. And the second is I will teach you some people skills. So we did this for about 3 months. And then I was allowed to go back to the club, and I had changed everything, my entire attitude, everything has changed. And in a month later, everyone wanted to play with me. So I noticed for myself, when I play better, I have more fun. When I have more fun, I play better. It's all connected, and it is all a part of the attitude you're bringing to anything you're doing. If your attitude is good, if you're a nice person, then the world, everything is open to you. Everything is opening up to you.
Wow, that's a beautiful story. And Beauty of Colors podcast is all about stories, and I love that. Changing your mindset. That is really nice. So Rich, thank you for being on Beauty of Colors podcast.
And thank you for having me. That was fun.